Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Brotherly Banter. We got an action-packed week for you this week. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'm Juan. I'm here with my two co-hosts, Jesus and Aldo.
Yo, what up?
Action packed, baby.
Let's get it. It's a big week.
Big week.
Such a big week. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to dive straight into it with our first game of the week. We had Niners versus Seahawks.
Thursday night.
It was good all the way up until halftime. Started getting a little bit crazy towards the end. Niners ended up pulling away 36-24.
Bro, Kittle had a nice little game of his, man. He did great. I feel like they all clicked kind of, and we've been waiting to see this, from the 49ers, and I hate to see it. And Brock Purdy, bro, 18 for 28, 255, 3 tutties.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing bad. I'm not going to lie. I was a Brock Purdy hater.
Me too. I hate the 49ers.
I thought it was the system of, Shanahan.
Yeah.
But he's been playing good this year for sure.
Yeah, it's been.
Geno Smith that night looked pretty off. It's definitely not a characteristic type of night for Geno Smith.
Yeah.
He struggled a bit. They wiped away a 54-yard touchdown on a flag for DK Metcalf. Did y'all see that?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I did see that.
Yeah.
And I want to say that, was it that the Seahawks had a down game, or just the Niners just were ready for them?
Yeah.
I feel like they contained
and
DK.
they've been playing well considering
Metcalf.
that their defense is kind of hurting. They have a lot of people on injured reserve, or at least hurt for the time being. So they've been getting it done, man.
Yeah, what happened to Ayuk? It looked like he was MIA that game.
It's been a rough season for him so far.
Yeah, I think everybody that got paid this season has just been
The money
ass.
curse.
Yeah, it's the money curse, man. But back to the Seahawks, I feel like they abandoned the
I don't know about
the run.
that part though.
What
Some
about the money
players-
curse?
Yeah, the money curse, because as we're not there yet, but I think CD is doing well. Just hasn't been getting the ball. But
We will talk about his
Yeah,
stats.
we will talk about that.
And we'll come back to that money curse.
But Ayuk, definitely got paid. Isn't really performing like he
No.
should.
But that's
I thought
okay.
he would.
Because I feel like that's what
I think they're
knew.
focusing him, but it's hard to focus everybody when you're playing the Niners.
But for me, I'm okay with that because Debo went off, 102 yards. So
Yeah.
he did.
I
He
have him in
played
the
well.
league, yeah.
Yeah, he had a
Debo
tutty.
he's like 50-50 sometimes. Sometimes he has low scoring games.
Yeah.
Or other weeks he's the guy.
Cool. Next we got my favorite game of the week, honestly. Finally, the Cowboys came down from the Super Bowl high from last week. They faced the Lions and got absolutely destroyed 47-9 at home. Lions look super good. I think the Lions have a chance of going to the Super Bowl. They made
Absolutely.
the NFC Championship last year.
Hey, what a difference playing like
A
an
real
actual
offense.
Super Bowl caliber team and then playing like the Steelers. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we definitely looked terrible on all aspects of the game, bro. It was bad. And Mike McCarthy needs to go. And it's not just that, because he does need to go, but we as a team are so bad, bro. We have to. It's gonna be a while before we actually look good with the way our roster is, man.
And to go off of what you're saying, I don't know if the team is necessarily bad because I think they have a good offense, but it's the running game, man. Like there's no one. They're not. It's like nobody's worried about the running game. That
Absolutely.
it's just easy to cover the wideouts. There's no threat there.
Last week, Rico Dowell went off. This week, 5 carries, 25 yards. That's fucked up. And then what's even worse, what do we talk about? CeeDee Lamb, okay, he had an okay game. A lot of this was in garbage time. 7 receptions, 89 yards, bro. No tutties from a guy that just got a bag.
But I think it's because when you come in and you say, hey, you had so many carries last week and, give him the ball. When you get to an early deficit and you're behind early, you're kind of playing from behind. So you can't run the ball a lot because you're trying to catch up.
And 5 carries?
No, yeah, you're right. 5 carries.
To your main guy, bro. And on top of that, Zeke is not good, bro.
Well,
8 carries for 17
carries,
yards. That's
exactly
fucking wild.
Yeah, and I don't get it. Like, even I was listening to Tom Brady, and he's like, start running the ball.
Right.
Like, get that threat going, and they did it. They were just throwing the ball, and it just wasn't.
But I mean,
working.
by halftime, y'all were already down like 20 plus, right?
Our defense was so bad.
Yeah, so you can't come out running the ball because you're playing from behind. You're just wasting time.
Yes, and I think we had one of our previous episodes where we had the question: would you rather get blown out early or late? And I said I'd rather get blown out early because you can learn from this blowout, see who's gonna fight, see who's gonna be there to help you later in the season and things like that. And I don't think they really did that with their blowout when, like you're saying, in the half. They didn't test the running game. They didn't let these other players try to like for instance, I mean, they didn't even feed Dotto. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have just let him play his game. And you know what? If he gets sacked in the backfield, oh well, let him make those mistakes and learn from that. You know what I mean?
I think the most disrespectful thing was that they put in like Rico like towards the end when it was already garbage time with like Cooper Rush. That's fucked up. If he's supposed to be like, he's the guy that like rewarded y'all. You know what I mean? Like he got the run game going. You know
what's disrespectful?
What's that?
Dan Campbell putting all these linemen in.
And like every play was like, let's score with the linemen. And you know what? And they had their way with it. So they can do that.
I like Dan Campbell, bro, because not only are they good, but he likes to have fun, bro.
You see that cut?
I like that.
Yeah.
What about the linemen?
Hey, no, but I'll say this. I am a fan of Dak Prescott. He played bad.
His line played bad.
Yeah, his line played bad. I agree with you. And I don't think it's that Prescott is playing bad. I don't even think CD's playing bad. I just feel there's something there, man, because he's not trusting in CD. He's not getting the ball to CD. When he does, it's like a bad pass. It's a bad
money
throw.
curse. They both got paid.
They both got paid. It's a money curse. But on top of that, like McCarthy calls like basic shit. Like bro, no motion, right? No motion whatsoever, right? And everybody's running like some kind of either cross route or a comeback or like something so predictable. No creativity, bro. You know what's even crazier? Like everybody's injured, right? Everybody's injured in the whole NFL, right? Hutchinson, that was the nastiest thing. That was very
poor guy.
What was the UFC dude that it happened to?
Anderson
Silva, dude. That it was exactly like
Conor McGregor with the ankle.
Oh yeah, that one was nasty too, man. But
they pull back and step on it just like he did. Like,
but they didn't even lose a step after he got out the game. That's insane. They are really built.
Detroit.
Yeah.
I think they're
a really good roster.
Or the Vikings will come out of the NFC.
Oh yeah, and they're both in the same division.
They should have been to the Super Bowl last year. But that NFC game that they played against the Niners, they lost a big lead.
Yeah,
and,
I know. Yeah,
so I think they'll go back for sure.
Yeah.
But
and to go back to what you were saying is, how would you you're saying it's McCarthy, but honestly, like year after year, and I'm a Cowboys fan. I love the Cowboys. How are you gonna determine who is that head coach? You know,
I feel like you just it's even further than that, though. It's Jerry Jones. We know it's Jerry Jones.
But there's no way he's going to put somebody in there that, let's say, Bill Belichick.
He would. I think Bill Belichick is perfect. That's what's messed up. But is he going to
give him the opportunity to do what he does? Because I don't think he will.
I don't know, because like Jimmy Johnson was like that. Like he'd give him that friction, and he didn't like that. And I know Bill Belichick will give him that friction. He won't like that.
That radio show with Jerry Jones.
Yes, the fan.
Yeah,
dude,
and
that was crazy.
He was like, it's not your job to be asking these questions, or I'll find someone else to do your job.
Yeah,
that was crazy, bro.
At that point, I realized, like, man, there's. Don't get me wrong. I knew he was never going to give enough freedom for a coach to go in there and do what they need to do. But like at that point, I'm like, man, we got to do something different.
Get Up said it this morning, and if you think about it, if he's telling that to the fan radio, what is he telling to his offensive coordinators, his line? Like nobody wants to tell him nothing because they're afraid for their jobs, bro. That's ridiculous.
He's over here worried about flying in on a helicopter on the practice field.
So stupid. I'm so over this, bro. And I knew this season, like they gave me a little bit of hope because that defense was pretty good of the Steelers, and it just goes to show how bad the Steelers are that they lost to us, that we suck so bad.
Our offense. And I would say though too,
God,
when he said all in, and I didn't see anything happen in the offseason, I already knew like
it's all in means, baby.
So he should take that heat. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We do. He's not out here like us getting shitted on by these guys, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not.
And maybe this year is the year that the Cowboys have an absolutely shitty season, and he's like, I'm gonna retire. Or
unless he's purposely trying to do crappy
to get a pick,
to get low enough in 4 years to pick up Archie.
Come on. Why would you pay a quarterback to shit for 4 years, bro? That would suck. No, he ain't doing that. He's weird, bro, but he wouldn't do that. I think what he's doing is
fire the GM.
Yes, fire, dude. Hey, Cowboys fans, if you hear me, boycott. Right?
Petition.
Don't go to no team. Don't go to no games or anything like that. Hit him where it hurts, his fucking pockets.
And
then he won't. Then he'll be forced to actually do something for us. And Don't go to no games. Don't buy no jerseys.
I
Guys.
agree with Jesus 100%, but I will tell you this every day, all day.
Yeah.
I love my Cowboys. Go Cowboys, baby.
That's how we feel, man, because we're little right now, man. We're
No,
3-3, but we
yes.
feel like we should be 0-6, man. It sucks. But
Hey, where's Micah still pretending to be hurt or what?
Micah is hurt, man. What are you talking about? So is the
he
law.
was recording his podcast. He
it's
got
a-
that new episode out.
Yeah, he
Come
breakdancing
on.
and shit in the back. No, just kidding. It's all
Don't-
good, dog.
Yeah.
Future Eagle.
Future Eagle.
Bro, don't ever say
Nah, he's coming back home to Pittsburgh, baby.
He is never going there again, bro. He left for a reason, bro.
All right, we got the next game. It was actually a really good game. Jags versus Bears. It was our London game.
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, Bears came out on top 35-16. Caleb Williams looks great going into week 7. They're going to get into some division play soon, so that's going to be exciting. Cole Kmet had a game.
Mm-hmm. Bro,
Tell me about Coco Met.
Cole Kmet is my Voodoo Ranger player of the week, bro. He is doing it from the center, and he was just balling. But Caleb Williams, he should be that guy because he threw up 4 TDs this week.
He did. And you know, I always said this since the beginning.
You love him.
I don't love him.
You do.
I said, give these young quarterbacks a chance to play. But you know who helped him? And I think helped him break out of his shell and the whole NFL.
Let me guess. Keenan Allen.
Exactly.
I knew it. Hey, he got
2, right?
two.
And
Yeah.
he got
And one
two.
was a nice little fade. Oh, that was nice, bro.
Keenan
That
knew
was
what he
like,
was- Yeah,
bro, that fade was like NFL vet.
it was.
That was
man.
nice.
So Keenan was taking care of this kid.
It was on the
And that's
Jags,
what-
but
Teams need if they're bringing in these new quarterbacks, those veterans like Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
He's a standard,
Yeah.
I think, at this point for a veteran, especially as a wide receiver with your QB,
Mhm.
to have somebody like, hey, you can trust me. I'm going to take
Mhm.
care of you.
Yeah.
And look what's it's actually showing on the
Yeah,
field.
it helps, bro,
Hey, and
because
I-
Keenan Allen is so sure hand, bro.
Yeah, man.
I know you were saying, too, you were asking, is Caleb Williams going to be a bust?
No, I asked the question, do you think he's a bust or is he the
No.
real thing? I don't know, but
It's starting to look like a real thing now.
He is
Playing-
looking good.
He is playing
He's
good.
looking good.
Now,
Hey,
I there's a caveat to it.
Let's
I
hear it.
will say every team they beat is 1-4. So
it doesn't matter.
They haven't-
I would say that it's okay because he's a rookie.
yeah, no, yeah.
You ain't expecting him to go to the Super Bowl.
Of course, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying?
But I do think there's a little, not asterisk by it, but they haven't faced the cream of the crop. Their division is where the cream of the crop is. And
Yeah.
they're gonna get into their division games soon.
They got the Colts. They got the
no,
Texans.
no.
Oh, we're talking about the Bears.
Bears, yeah.
Oh, the Bears got the Vikings, the Packers,
And the Lions.
and the Lions. Shit.
Which are all
And
kind of
they're
rolling.
4-2. So
yeah, so
we'll see what happens. That division turned out to be a very hot division.
I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan of Caleb Williams. I really am.
No,
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
you like your fingernails painted.
I'm a fan of how he's playing now, and he's doing really well. And I give that to Keenan Allen because, yeah, man,
It takes
it's-
time.
Yeah, it takes time.
It does
and
take
he's
time, bro.
building
To
this
build that
kid.
trust.
He's-
Look at DeAndre Swift, dude. 17 carries, 91 yards, and a tutty.
Yeah.
Dog, when you got that kind of support from a running back, we was just talking about it, bro. When you can run the ball, like, you can do your thing.
First
So,
couple weeks were scary fantasy wise, but
we're going to talk about another guy that ran the
better
ball
now.
pretty good, too.
Man,
We,
I don't
uh,
want to get into that conversation because it ties me back to ours,
Yeah.
and it's just upsetting.
All right, next we got Bucks versus Saints.
That was a good game.
It was.
That
It
was
was
a
good
good
up
game.
until the very end.
Yeah.
At the very end is when it started getting out of hand. But Spencer Rattler didn't look too bad, man.
He did it
he
right.
He did look pretty good.
He looks small. He looks like I don't see him as a franchise quarterback, but he didn't play bad.
He did not. No.
You know who else was small? Drew Brees.
True Breeze. Yeah,
Look at
that's
him.
true.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
That
I like
is,
that.
yes.
I like
he was
that.
small. He couldn't see
No,
that
it
line,
was.
bro.
And so obviously,
Legend.
the Bucks offense was rolling, right? They were clicking on all cylinders to score 51 points.
Mhm.
But that, like I said, that was kind of towards the end of the game, second half, or I think mid third quarter. That's when they actually started rolling. It was almost tied game pretty much the whole entire game until the very
Yeah.
end,
Mhm.
and then Bucks started to pull away.
Yeah, man. I called that one like the battle of the ballad of the backups, bro, because it was like Bucky Irving had like a bunch
he
of
went
yards.
crazy.
Sean Tucker, have you ever heard Sean Tucker? before that?
went
before the-
crazy.
Dog, he went have 14 for 136 and a tutty, bro, and it was like that one. Both of them had like two big runs
Yeah,
that were like
yeah.
gritty, and I was like, I hate it that it's the Bucks, right? Because his freaking
Robin's
brother
team.
Robbins, you know, and I'm
I
like,
know.
God damn it.
I
Now
do
we have
too,
to be
yeah.
like, and then he can be like, oh, yeah, I put up 51 points. And I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
I will say, because this week, even though the previous weeks I said I'm a Baker Mayfield fan, but because OU played UT this week,
Oh,
we
yeah.
smashed him, by the way.
I'm
It
gonna
wasn't
tell
just
you
played, we
that-
smashed him.
Baker Mayfield, although he did do pretty well, it took him throwing the ball, for 3 interceptions to make sure he got them other 4 TDs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was throwing that ball to make sure he got
he did.
those TDs
Hey,
in. But he
real
threw
quick, did
3
y'all-
interceptions.
Did y'all see when Texas came out and they did the whole?
Yeah, I'm
That
not
was-
gonna lie. I
the
thought
Baker
that was
Mayfield?
kind of corny.
It was
No.
that was a
No,
long. That's a long
don't you ever
time
talk
to
about
hold a
Texas.
grudge.
That is.
I
It
would
really
admit
is.
that.
So what?
Come
So
on.
what?
It's been what 6 years?
Bro,
been a
hey,
long
people don't
time.
forget. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, that's what Baker said.
Hey,
He's like, I was living in their
Head rent
for
free?
rent free
Yeah.
for.
I thought that was kind of corny.
Yeah, that was
but
kind of
whatever.
It's college football. What are you gonna do?
I would have thrown like Hurst or something.
it's called
like that.
views. Okay, it's called like rivalry.
He started the.
But I would say he did throw for 3 interceptions, and Rattler only threw for 2 in his first game.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So the stats kind of look similar because Baker went 24 for 36, and Rattler went 22 for 40. So
Yeah.
it wasn't too bad.
Not bad. Now let me ask y'all. In the NFC, right, knowing the teams that are there and the top heavy teams that we see, do you think the Bucks are going to be able to beat the Minnesota Vikings?
They have the
or
firepower.
The Detroit Lions.
They have the
or-
firepower. They already beat them once.
They did, yeah.
But I mean, the first 2 weeks don't count. Preseason, basically preseason plus is what I call it.
Preseason plus.
So I don't count that.
It's a good point.
But they're rolling. They're both rolling on offense at least.
Yeah, that's
Even
true.
on defense, because they did get that one. Winfield got that scoop and
Yeah.
TD. So they're both rolling. They both almost scored 50 points. So
They have the potential for sure.
absolutely.
All right, we got Ravens versus Commanders. That one was such a good game.
That was America's
Hey,
most
okay,
anticipated
so
game of the week.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it last week. This is going to tell us a lot about the Commanders and where they're at. I think this was a great game for the Commanders, even though they lost.
Absolutely.
Ravens ended up on top, 30-23. It was a good game from Jaden Daniels. It was a good game from Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers had himself a day.
King Henry. That's me putting the
Before you get into King Henry, though, I mentioned Zay Flowers from that first week where he didn't have a good game, and since then he's been playing well.
They're rolling, bro.
No, he has.
There's so much to think about in
But
that team.
I will say it still does look like the Commanders have an issue in the secondary.
Yeah.
Their secondary hasn't played too strong, but their offense has been able to kind of carry them, you know?
They got their first pick. of the
Yeah.
season. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
So it was a really good game, man. I came out of that game being even more confident in the Commanders than I
Mhm.
was before because it's kind of the same with the Bucks and the Saints. They were going head to head, back and forth throughout the whole entire game. You know, they weren't letting the Ravens run up the scoreboard,
Mm-hmm.
and they were making plays when they had to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Defensively too.
Yeah, man. And so
They got stops. Because what we've been harping about basically all season since we started is run game, right? And this week for the Commanders, they didn't really have a run game, and they still found a way to put up 23 points and be competitive. Like I think actually Jaden Daniels had the most rushing yards, right?
Yeah, 22 yards.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that's pretty good.
Jaden Daniels had a pretty good game, but I mean,
Like,
Lamar
can you-
Jackson
yeah.
played really well. Even though he
Yeah.
had the one pick, he still went 20 for 26. So that was
How many
pretty good.
yards?
323 yards.
Damn, you guys. Hey, who has him in fantasy? I don't know who has him.
I didn't play against him, so I'm not.
I
I didn't want to play with him against
It's
him
me
already
guilty.
because I was
I
already
have him.
destroyed. But
No, but
I'll tell you this: we're talking about rushing, man. But I'll give you these little stats here. But
let's hear it.
Derrick Henry is first
yeah.
in rushing yards,
Mhm.
first in rushing touchdowns,
Yeah.
first in carries, and he's first in rushing yards per game, which is 117.
He had
Per
2
game.
tutties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's first in long rush, which is 87 yards. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And we were this close to getting him.
I know, bro. That's why that's why these people that like interviewed Jerry Jones, they shitting on him because he knows he made a mistake and he don't want to own up to that. But that's again a conversation that we already had. I'm not talking about Jerry Jones anymore. All right, because I'm gonna have a fucking heart.
But you know,
attack.
I was
Before
I
he
think it
does.
was I think it was with First Take. They were talking about Derrick Henry, And Stephen A. Smith was saying that even though if let's say the Cowboys did pick Derrick Henry, he probably wouldn't be having the season he would be having with the Ravens because the line wouldn't block for him.
He still falls forward for like 5 to 6 yards. We would at least be like much more. We would be much more competitive than we are right now.
So
I see your point.
You're saying Derrick Henry would make a big difference in a team.
Which anytime he's in the backfield,
it's a threat.
Your linebackers have to account for him.
Yeah,
your safety.
I
everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas to here, you look in the backfield and you're like, oh, it's Zeke. It's Zeke. Zeke from 2016, maybe 2024. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
that guy can barely fucking run.
Even if the line is bad, yeah, you're right. You got to account for Henry, and he makes a difference with freeing up receivers, right?
Yeah.
So no, I agree.
But shout out to the Ravens, man. They're doing their thing, man.
Tied for first in the division with guess who?
They're gonna own it eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see.
Their offense and defense is much better.
Actually, no, their defense is actually pretty bad this season.
Hopefully, the Jerry Jones does the good and smart move and picks up a chain from Jaguars.
Miami?
Oh, E-Titty? Oh, that'd be nice.
From the Jaguars.
Travis Etienne.
No, but he has a shoulder injury right now.
You know, hey, right about now, I think he'll make a bigger difference than what we have.
Hey,
honestly,
put one of us back there, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like, put my 13-year-old son back there. I think he could run 15 yards.
I believe it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, shoulder injury, I think he'll be okay.
Will he get the ball? No, because Mike McCarthy don't know how to fucking coach. So, anyways, let's move on to the Eagles.
That was a good game. Ravens Commanders. We got Eagles versus Browns. This one was a close one. 20-16. AJ Brown is back.
Well, before we jump into that, I just want to reference again. I did mention previously that the first 2 weeks when the Ravens were like not doing so hot, they were going to come back. They needed that punch in the mouth, and look at them now. So honestly, if I had to pick, I wouldn't say. If I had to pick a team for the Super Bowl, I'm picking the Ravens.
It's still early.
Nah, they're just too good.
All right, we got Eagles versus Browns. Close game, 20-16. AJ Brown is all the way back. I can't believe how good he is.
I know he caught a beautiful pass over the shoulder, bro.
He did. That's exactly what I was thinking about when I said that right now.
Yes.
That pass was insane. The catch was insane. It was a good game for the Eagles. They snuck out of it, right? The Browns right now, they're not doing too hot. But the talk on the street is they won that game, and people want to fire Nick Sirianni. You see him talking shit to.
That's crazy. No, but you know what? That's what I'm saying. That's what I talked about the other day or the other week. Eagles fans, like Philly fans, are toxic, bro. They talk about the Cowboys. We just love our team and we want us to be successful and we have hope and aspirations. Whereas to the Eagles are just shitty fucking people, bro. Like even players say like they don't like to play there because their fans are so fucking rude. That's fucked up, bro. Enjoy the game, bro.
I would say that those are people who live in Philly. People who live in Philly,
bro. That's 80-90% of their fan base. Mark is cool, Rich is cool. But like the main group, those
Rich is cool as long as he's not winning games.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's what I was gonna say next. I can't wait till we get Mark on. That way we can just get his input on the Eagles season so far, the head coaching. You know what he thinks. You know how the season's going. The Eagles haven't looked hot, but they're winning games.
The fresh haircut.
The fresh haircut.
But I would say though, it was good. I mean, I don't want to say it's good because I never want to say anything good about the Eagles, but it was nice to see that they had some healthy players because, you know, AJ Brown's been out. Yeah. Devontae's kind of had some issues and Smith. So it's good to see that they have everybody kind of healthy and good and back. They could still be a threat. It's like you said, it's early. They have the players, they have the team to still go far. So we'll see what happens.
We had a Myles Garrett sighting. He got that block.
He did, yeah.
He got that block.
Pretty much the only thing he's done all season.
Ex-Eagles like McLeod is the one that actually scored, so that was kind of cool, man. But yeah, you know what? Hey, but thank you so much for freeing Amari Cooper. Y'all freed him. Yeah. Browns, y'all were doing him dirty the whole time.
Let's go ahead and get back to this Amari Cooper, and let me tell you, how many teams has Amari Cooper been on?
Hey, Aldo is the biggest Amari Cooper hater.
How many teams has he been on?
I mean, well, so he's got the Raiders, right? He's got the Cowboys, and now he has the Browns, and now he has the Bills.
Why are you letting him go?
Okay,
Because it's not his fault.
No.
Free
Because-
him.
okay.
It's not his fault
Bro,
because he
it's
can't
definitely
catch balls.
He literally has been catching everything.
What
that's
doesn't
been
make
thrown.
sense is that
okay, I'll say this. I think he has led the league this year in drop passes.
But that's
And-
not his fault.
Okay.
Dude, when you
This
have
guy-
Deshaun Watson,
this guy can
he
catch
can't
the
think
ball.
without a massage. Like what the fuck?
this guy could catch the ball in like the craziest, like behind the back or under the leg, blah blah, whatever, right? But you throw him a 5-yard chest pass, this dude just figures out a way to drop the ball. I just don't get it.
Deshaun's
Okay,
Watson,
I'll say this.
they're probably all oily and shit.
And this may be kind of a hater of me, but I think he's finally with like his first top tier quarterback now that he's on the Bills.
No,
Yes.
he had Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I
A
would say
young Dak
no, but
Prescott.
Dak was still feeding him really nice, and
Yeah,
Dak
No,
was
yeah,
hot.
I'm not saying
So-
he wasn't, but I would
I
take
hate that comparison.
I would take Josh Allen now versus Dak Prescott when he was young.
No, so everybody wants it.
I
so,
think yes
so what
now.
people, no, I would.
because he
Yeah,
has like
but
no freaking turnovers compared to what he did.
no,
when he
but
was
at
a
the same
kid.
time, everybody wants to say like, don't get me wrong, Josh Allen is a great QB, but at the same time, like you would expect to see Lamar Jackson have as many rush yards as you would think as a rushing QB, but
Mhm.
Josh Allen runs the ball, I think, more than Lamar does.
I would agree with that.
I'm
He's
not saying
nice.
I'm not saying
So-
he doesn't.
So
but
that's why
he
he's
also
such a
led the
he's
league.
like a real dual threat quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
You can say that, but he also was, I think, top 5 in passing yards. So
Well, he ain't gonna be this
No,
next couple of seasons,
I
next
feel
couple
like
games because Amari's gonna drop them all.
I promise
I'm
you.
just saying.
Amari won't.
I like Dak, right? I'm not saying I don't like Dak, but young Dak versus Josh Allen right now, I think he's getting. This is the best situation he'll be in quarterback wise.
Okay,
I agree.
but you ain't prime Amari anymore. You
That's
ain't.
okay.
But you got
And
prime Josh
Amari
Allen.
has been growing and getting
listen.
older too. So you ain't gonna tell me
Yeah.
he's getting better
No,
now that he has a
I know,
better QB.
I know that, but you got prime Josh Allen.
Doesn't
We're-
matter.
We're in Josh Allen's prime.
Doesn't matter. You ain't gonna get a prime Amari if you're consistently dropping balls every season and you're known for that. As much as everyone wants to deny it, Amari drops big time passes. It's not gonna change because he has Josh Allen. He just can't catch the ball.
I'm gonna call Amari Cooper and I'm gonna tell him you said that.
You can tell him that I said that. My number is
Okay.
210-999-1234.
There you go.
All right, so we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of excited to see, the Bills. It added to their playoff push, I think.
I was
Getting-
so close to trading Amari Cooper.
Ooh.
And let me
I
add
would've
this
fucked
point.
up.
You're not going to get Amari Cooper thinking he's better than Diggs because Diggs is better than Amari. You're not replacing
I agree.
Diggs. That's what they're doing right now.
Understood.
They're
but-
replacing Diggs.
But listen, the type of receiver that he is, where he needs so much attention, could be toxic to the receiver group. Whereas to Amari is very friendly when it comes to if you have to deal with Deshaun Watson, I think you'll be pretty friendly for Josh Allen. You know,
I know.
Yeah, I
Amari's
mean, look who
glad
he's
to be
playing
out
with.
of
Shakir. Who's the
Coleman.
other receiver?
Keon
the rookie?
Coleman.
Yeah.
Coleman.
Mhm.
Like, come on. Like,
But now I think we're gonna see those guys shine a little bit.
And what did he mention? What did you mention about that veteran receiver?
he's not that guy. Don't ever compare Amari Cooper to Keenan Allen.
He shot that
Not
down so
even
fast.
close. Not even
Well,
close.
damn.
Keenan is working with their franchise quarterback, and he's making them look good because he's playing well with confidence.
Hey,
Josh Allen's already that quarterback for them.
when Amari Cooper has 5 receptions for 117
The
yards,
only
2 touchdowns.
The only
I'm
thing
gonna
that
revisit
these young
this.
quarterbacks, wide receivers, are going to learn from Amari Cooper is don't drop them balls.
Yo,
That's what they're going to learn.
Aldo, get well soon, dog. Hating's a disease, bro.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hey,
When you see him running and he catches his ridiculous pass, yeah, all right, cool. And then he throws a quick 20-yard, chest pass, and he.
I'm
All right.
excited. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. Next, we got my game, Steelers versus Raiders. Was pretty much a home game for the Steelers. I don't know if y'all saw.
Yeah, I
that.
did see that. That's
that
crazy.
was crazy.
That's a good traveling team.
Yeah,
That
for
was-
sure.
that was
Best
crazy.
best in the world, honestly.
They completely forgot about last week.
It was a good game. Our offense was still struggling a little bit. There was a couple drives where Justin Fields wasn't doing too hot, but ended up working out well for us. We got the run game going a little bit finally.
Yes, dude. Najee had that big breakout run. That was nice, bro.
I hate when people talk shit on Najee, bro, because he is our dude, bro. Year in and year out, His first 3 years, he's ran for over 1,000 yards. He's led our team in rushing. He's our workhorse. He's always turning away every single game, and he never gets credit for it. And I'm glad he finally went off this game because he needed it. It's a good confidence boost for our offensive line. It's a good confidence boost for him. He's still a young dude, bro. Like the media gets to him, and I see it in his interviews and the way he responds. Like that shit gets to him, and I'm glad he had a pretty good game this game.
So we're gonna have a good conversation here because there's a lot of things to talk about this game. As much as I don't like the Steelers, but you're right. Najee did well, and I think the reason he did well was because Justin Fields did well.
Absolutely on the ground.
On the ground,
it was weird. I have never. He won the game without throwing a touchdown.
Yeah, but he still threw pretty well too because
he did.
He did throw 14 for 24. It wasn't the best, right?
Yeah, it was
okay. But he did throw for 145 yards, but the ground game helped him out.
And the defense,
which goes back to what we were talking about.
That they finally got it together because that defense really helped out.
And which goes back to what we were talking about as far as respecting the run game. Because if you respect the run game, you're going to free up some of those receivers. And maybe he might have not had a great throwing game, but man, like
we got Jalen Warren back. That was a help. He didn't do too much. Yeah. He didn't too much on the ground, but just his presence.
He was 6 for 7. Yeah. He didn't do too good. But I mean, hey, you got rust when you haven't played that long. Yeah, and George Pickens. I mean, I know we was talking about he may be on a snap count, he may be on Tomlin's shit list, but I mean, he did pretty good, 3 for 53 and no tutties. But I mean, just for him to get the yards that he got and just contribute is good.
Well, and you definitely saw during the. I don't know if you guys tuned in or not, but you definitely saw during the game that there was a portion where Justin was kind of force feeding him to kind of boost the morale a little bit. Your quarterback to your receiver on that same page of like, hey, I'm gonna feed you. He dropped one in the end zone that he could have caught, but I think it was good that Justin was doing that, especially with the last week that he had.
But he did have some big catches too, where like you didn't really like a normal receiver would not catch, but you can see that his talent is there. He can he's a number one receiver for that team, that franchise, and
for sure because Adams ain't going over there.
Yeah, and you can say all these things about the way his attitude is and that, and I get it, people, and I understand as well. Like sometimes he has a crappy attitude.
Yeah,
but he's young, man. These are so kids, and don't cut this guy short because he can ball. He can ball. He's a great receiver.
Talent. Eventually you'll get there, dude. Dez was like that too. Dez was a little
maybe it's a Steelers thing because look at the receivers that came out of flexible bird, shoot myself in the leg.
Why do you go
there? You got AB, CTE, AB, baby.
No, I'll say this too, and like it would have been better on the stat sheet, right? He still had a decent game, but it would have been better on the stat sheet. Justin Fields threw, I think it was like a 30-yard bomb, and it was short, so he had to come back and fall on it. But if he hit him in stride, that's a touchdown for George Pickens. It kind of changes his attitude a little bit more, but I think it was a good story coming out of the Steelers this week is that Russell Wilson is probably going to get first team snaps this week, which there's a lot of discourse on this because
I know that's crazy.
I like both of them. I think there's good factors to both. People forget that Russell Wilson didn't play bad with the Broncos. He wasn't a statue in the backfield,
especially at the end.
Yeah, he wasn't a statue back there. He has mobility, but not nearly as much as Justin Fields. 100%.
Right. But they're limiting him too.
But at this point, what are you going to do? Justin Fields is a young QB.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not Caleb Williams, but he can be a franchise player for you if you build him up.
100%.
So what are you doing? You're going to satisfy Russell Wilson to start him and just put this kid back in the...
But if you're Russell, real quick, like, bro, if I'm Russell, I am chilling, bro. I'm getting paid to chill, bro. Like, dude, I'm good. You know what I mean? And you can teach Justin, you know what I mean? And then when it comes time for you to ball, you know what you got.
But here's the thing, though. Just like Aldo says when it comes to the receivers and the veteran, they bring some sort of aspect of knowledge and leading a team. Mm-hmm. Russell Wilson is the ultimate leader, ultimate competitor.
I knew you were going to go with that, and I'll tell you this. You let the young guy play because you know who is an ultimate leader as well in the QB position that waits his turn and performs when he needs to, but he guides these young guys?
Yeah.
Who? Joe Flacco, baby.
We're not there yet.
No, I'm not saying that. No, we're not going to that yet. But you know what I'm saying?
I know what
because he's done that in the teams he's played when he left Baltimore.
I got a good take on that guy.
But he's there.
No, he's even said, "I know I can play."
No, I know, but But at the same time, like we're saying, Russell Wilson, he's that veteran. He doesn't need to. We don't need to see him go out there and play. We don't need him to win a Super Bowl because he's done that.
No, but to kind of counter that, that is happening, right? And look at the Colts. You see Anthony Richardson play, then you see the veteran Joe Flacco come in and fucking light it up. And
That's
he's
different.
going crazy.
Do not do that.
No.
Do not compare Russell to the pretty boy Flacco.
No, okay.
Yeah.
We already discussed that Flacco is
say
that guy.
He is. I'm not saying he's
But
not.
I'm just saying that we don't need these guys to come in here and. I mean, unless you're trying to win now, which maybe the Steelers are always trying to win now.
Are we all?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like you got to think of the future because look at you drug Ben Roethlisberger through pretty much his entire career because out of all the things that he's been through, you needed that guy to stay.
100%.
You needed him to be your QB because you didn't have any other options.
Yeah.
This is probably the first time in a long time that you have options.
Yeah.
And you can still have
good options.
You can still have Roethlisberger, excuse me. You can still have Russell Wilson for a couple years too, and also freaking Justin Fields. So you can mentor as just me being Wilson, mentor Fields to be that guy.
So this goes back to Russ being a competitor, right? He knows that he can play now. He knows he maybe has a couple years left, a few years left, and he wants to come in and win and play now. And I like to think of it this way. As good as Justin Fields has been, he hasn't been great. Mm-hmm. He left the door open for the Steelers.
I hear that.
To come in and say, thank you for, Russ was hurt, far. Thanks for getting us this far. We said from the beginning, Russ is our number one quarterback. He got hurt in training camp, so you're doing your job, Mm-hmm. But he didn't close the door on the Steelers saying,
but Justin Fields is winning games. He's doing well for you. Why are you going to bench this?
No.
You know what I see? You know what I see when I see the Steelers? I see Jack Rooney and Willie Beeman.
Damn, that's old school. Bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's wild,
for those of y'all that don't know, any given Sunday, just say it. But you have a Willie Beeman playing, and then you have Jack Rooney try to like, oh man, I'm that guy still. Well, we get you. You might be that guy. You won games. You were the franchise. You won a Super Bowl. But come on, Jack Rooney.
Bro, everybody is gonna watch any given Sunday after this because dog, ain't nobody getting your references.
Nobody's getting my reference.
It's
come on,
so
if you love football, everybody in our fantasy knows.
LL Cool J, it's hard to control myself.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You've done your time. You won your Super Bowls. You've been there. You've been to the chip. Get this kid ready to be that. Like you give him the opportunity to be like you.
Yeah. Well,
don't just take it away from him and be like, we'll go to the bench.
I get what you're saying, 100%. I think Justin Fields can be our future of our franchise. But right now, Russell Wilson is not a bad quarterback. He was not the problem in Denver. It was a power dynamic with Sean Payton and him, and he was balling, bro. He was balling in Denver. Y'all remember that stretch in November where he beat the Chiefs, he beat the Jets, he beat the Bills?
What are the contracts for these two quarterbacks?
So they're both on 1-year contracts.
That's what I thought.
And Russell Wilson, we're only paying him $1.7 million.
Okay, so what are you gonna do
for the Broncos?
So what are you gonna do after this season? If they have the opportunity to leave.
Both leave.
Yeah, like you're gonna keep Russell, you're gonna keep Justin Fields. What are y'all gonna do? What do you do?
I think you go with Fields, bro.
I say you go with Fields.
Yeah,
but. Like right now, it's like a bonus this year because you don't have to pay Russell, and you get all his talent. So you might as well try him. Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Why not?
I get you. Everybody wants to win now, but you can't just think about now either.
No, it's not even just about winning now. It's the fact that our offense, although we've been winning, you can't say we've been winning because of Justin Fields. Why have we been winning?
Defense.
But you haven't been losing because of him either.
No, because of our defense. But you're pointing out exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We're not winning because of him, we're winning with him.
Yes.
We are winning because of our defense.
Okay.
Imagine we
get
Russell Wilson and we have our defense and we start winning because of Russell
Wilson. Let me be
Wilson.
honest with you. And maybe I'm biased, but you ain't winning no Super Bowl, my man. You ain't Pittsburgh Steelers ain't winning no Super Bowl.
Okay,
you could use Russell Wilson all you want this year
you could say
and use him. Or you can keep him for however many short amount of years you're going to have with him because he's already going downhill on his career. He's already
great with the Browns.
I mean, he might be good with Browns, right?
I'm just saying,
if you want to build somebody that you can have long term, Justin Fields is your guy.
And
if you're gonna waste the opportunity
I
to
like
just
Justin
to
Fields.
just
I love
play,
Justin Fields.
and maybe
I
I'll be
wish he
biased
would go
because I'm a
somewhere else,
QB1
bro.
fan. I hope Justin Rattler. I hope Rattler does good too because he was a QB1 episode, season 2, whatever. But you don't want to waste the opportunity to get this talent that the Bears gave up on.
But how do you know that Russell Wilson's not going to come in and light it up if you haven't tried?
Because I can see your entire team and I can tell you that they're not going to win a Super Bowl.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. Is you've seen how our offense is played and you've seen how stagnant it is, and we've had Justin Fields.
We're about halfway.
Yeah,
between six.
We're just past a quarter of the season, and we've seen what Justin Fields has done. Yes, we're 4-2. Yes, he's been playing good, but he hasn't been great. Our offense still is terrible.
Very terrible.
So,
but like, yeah, that's again, that's what he's saying, bro. Is like, if it's terrible with Justin, what's the difference between Russell? What if Russell gives them the spark
exactly
that would
to
push them
win?
a little,
He's
to
a
win,
veteran.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
Justin
I get
Fields-
you.
Justin
I get
Fields
what
came
you're
out.
saying. I guess what I
Russell
said.
with the good hair.
You're right. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, the Denver Broncos, as much as you said that they won, which they did with him,
Ooh.
the many games,
I know
they
where
had
he's
a
going.
terrible offense, and they went nowhere, and they still got rid of him.
Yeah,
And then
That
the Pittsburgh
is not
Steelers
fair.
that
The Steelers
does
picked
go
him
back-
up.
That does go back to
Now-
the whole issue with them trying to sabotage
That
Russ.
Broncos, yes, exactly, bro. That Broncos fiasco was
crazy.
fucking wild.
I don't
bro.
think I've ever heard something come
dude,
out where they said
he was
don't
winning.
play.
Yes, or else.
Yeah,
They
That's
weren't winning a
basically
Super Bowl. Let's just be
okay,
honest.
okay,
No,
not
they
a Super Bowl,
weren't,
but he was
no.
winning games, bro. He was
Yeah.
winning enough to where, like, if Sean
So,
Payton didn't get the
I
stick
wouldn't
out his
put
ass,
him-
that would have been his guy.
I wouldn't have put him in a team that is still trying to figure out their team to see if we're capable of winning a Super Bowl, like the Steelers or the
Yeah.
Broncos. I will put him in a team that's built right now. Let's just say the Buccaneers. I would
Yeah.
definitely put him in the Buccaneers, and
Let's
they
not
could
say-
win.
Let's say the
They could-
Colts.
Or the Colts, maybe the Colts
not the Bucs.
could win a Super Bowl right now.
Whoa.
The Steelers are not there. No, if you put Russell Wilson in the Bucs, I think they win another Super Bowl.
I think okay. So
That's
you
tough.
take that same mindset, right?
Not with the Steelers.
No, you take that same mindset and you bring in a quarterback who's a veteran and is a great leader, and the team rallies behind. They all say that they love Russ. They say that they love Justin. They all say that they have two very good situations at quarterback, and no matter who plays, they rally behind. So like, Justin came out and said in his post game, right? I call the plays that Arthur Smith tells me to call. You know, we have checks like left or right, but whatever he calls,
and
like
he's
I
being
do.
that way too because he's a young guy. He
Okay.
don't want to lose a job. He
Now-
wants to play in the
Now
league.
imagine a veteran coming in,
Nobody's gonna question him.
having the ability
Super Bowl
to
champion. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna question
Check
him.
out.
check out, call different
Yeah.
plays, audible, and what he
So
sees.
what he should be doing is coaching Justin Fields.
Yes, I know.
Not trying to take his position to be
Yes,
like,
but
I want to
you
be
can-
that guy.
You can also coach your backup.
I guarantee you, Brett Favre will be like, I don't like that.
Where's Brett Favre right now?
Shit? He's in a clinic trying to figure out where the fuck he's at.
and my point is that, you know what I'm saying? I get
I love
it.
you, Brett Favre. I'm
You've
sorry.
done it. You've been there. You've won it all. Teach these guys what they need to do as a teammate, as a Keenan Allen, to be able to lead a team to a championship because you've done it.
And-
Don't try to take his spot. Not saying that he didn't. He's
I don't think
taking
he's
it
trying to
because
do that.
not saying
No,
he's trying
yeah.
to take his spot, but he does have the spot. But like, you know what? If you're the leader and people respect what you do and what you say, be like, hey, you know what, coach? I can get this player. I can coach him. Let's let him keep playing.
Yeah.
And let's work with him because I can see that potential. If
Real-
not, he's just saying that he's not your guy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take that spot. I'm gonna
Yeah.
win for
So
this team.
real quick on this one, if Steelers don't beat the Jets week 7, are we gonna see this change? You think we can see this change?
No.
I picked
4-3?
Jets to lose.
You go to 4-3, and
I think Steelers are winning.
I think it takes 2 back-to-back bad games from Russ
back-to-backs.
for them to put in Justin.
No, opposite, right? 2 back-to-back bad Justin games.
No, Russ is probably going to start. On
You
Sunday.
think he's gonna start?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Why are you gonna start him right now?
They came out today and said that Russ is
He's
going to
taking snaps.
he's going
in the
to take
first?
first team snaps.
Let's go.
But
I'm
because-
excited
because
I love,
this
like I
is-
said, I love Justin, but
Me
Russell
too.
with the good hair, bro. Give him a shot. Why not? You know
him
what I
a
mean? What
shot.
do you have to lose?
Literally.
Nothing. So
And
okay,
yeah,
you made your game.
we'll
You made
wrap
your
it up.
game way more interesting when we get to the preview, bro. I like that.
I don't know what they're going to do.
I like that. now.
Mike Tomlin,
I'm excited. About
Mike
y'all's
Tomlin
game.
said, I haven't decided yet, but he
No,
is fully
right now
healthy.
in every fantasy, everything has Justin Fields benched.
They know as much as we do, so
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
we'll see
with
what's up.
whatever he's
We'll see how it
saying,
goes.
he's benched. But I don't think that's the right move.
The fact that they got Devontae Adams gets me a little bit nervous because they're gonna have Devontae Adams, they're gonna have Garrett Wilson, and they're gonna have.
But that has nothing to do with the offense.
Brees.
No, I know, but I'm saying like in the terms of winning the game, our defense might struggle, and if our offense struggles, I don't think we'll win.
So at this point, I think you're just going like, hey, they got Devontae Adams with Aaron Rodgers. Let's go ahead and put Russell Wilson
After I
against
saw
Aaron Rodgers.
I saw that it's just that getting Adams is not the solution. That offensive line had a lot of penalties.
No,
Oh, and
a lot.
and so that's
a
the
lot
other
of
thing.
holding.
I think our D line, right, with Watt, Cam Hayward, we get Alex Highsmith back this week.
Yes.
I think they're going to cause some havoc for Aaron
So-
Rodgers.
And at the same time, the best play Aaron Rodgers even had that game was a Hail Mary.
The Lazard, but we'll get to that. That's coming up.
Yeah, okay,
that's,
okay.
But I'm just saying,
coming
like-
up at the end. Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
maybe
see.
every team wants to win now. I get it, but come on, man, let the young guy play.
Mhm.
Give it
And
a
again,
couple
I've been
weeks.
an advocate for the young QBs.
Yes, we have.
Since
Actually,
Caleb
it
Williams.
kind of contradicts because you said let the young guys sit, let them learn.
No. I said let them play, let them learn.
We will go to let them. Dude,
We'll
you know
go.
what? You did prove the Drake May one. We need to talk about that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying, let
just
them
a
play.
couple.
Like you just let them throw them out to the wolves, and then they mess up, and they're like, "We're done with you."
Yeah.
No, but trial by fire has worked for Caleb Williams.
For
this-
some players
this
it
one.
does,
Yeah,
but some
that's-
players
that's
it
true.
It
doesn't.
did work.
But again,
They have no choice.
not everybody has a
I
Keenan
don't even know who
Allen.
their
Yeah.
backup
Not
is.
a lot of teams have Keenan Allen on
So
the roster.
that's a good segue because the next one we have is Texans versus Patriots. Drake
Ooh,
May
Drake May
made his debut.
versus the breakout star. I would say C.J. Stroud.
They did end up losing pretty bad, 41-21, but there was some good things in that game coming out of Drake May.
Absolutely, I agree, man.
Agreed.
And that's what you have been getting, man. Like I know it's not much to learn from like Jacoby Brissett, but
I disagree.
No, you know,
you
go ahead.
do.
Yeah, I like Jacoby.
I like
Brissett.
Jacoby too. I think
Yeah.
they.
Oh, I'm the
I
only one on that
think
one?
they kind of
cut him early.
Cut him early.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't think so.
They were just in a spot where they're 1-4. What are you gonna do? You know, you
And
have a
he's
rookie.
carrying your team.
But look,
Yeah.
I understand. Like, but look at the numbers, bro. Drake May 20 for 33, 243, 3 tutties. I understand.
Started off a little
I
rough in the
understand
beginning.
garbage time is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Garbage time is a
Mhm,
thing, but nice. I mean, 2 interceptions. It is what it is, bro. He is a rookie, so
Yeah.
I did see a lot of nice things. Like he had this one end zone pass that was beautiful, bro. And he's nice. He's nice.
Demario Douglas played well as a receiver.
So,
Oh, yes.
so does
Yeah,
it
that one
say
on the other side.
more about the Patriots or more about the defense of the Houston?
No,
Texans.
it was 41-21. It's still Houston still did their thing. Like
Houston's the playoff team.
yeah.
Patriots definitely are not. I think it goes back to the Jacoby Brissett thing. Is like, hey, we're 1-4. You're not the reason we're losing, but we
Yeah.
have a rookie quarterback. We might as well just play him.
Absolutely, I agree with that. That's exactly
It
what
was
it is.
more of a business decision than it was of him playing bad.
Which I get it, but
Yeah.
like,
But that's
he's not terrible.
When some of these
he's
teams,
not terrible, but that
You just don't give him the opportunity to play.
their O line sucks.
that's
The
true
O-line
too.
sucks.
That is real true. But the same O line that Drake May was behind was the same line that Jacoby Brissett was, and Jacoby Brissett in that Jets game barely put up 140 yards, bro.
I can
Yeah,
put
but that
Bryce
just-
Young.
That's Jets defense.
Easy with your next. Wait, whatever you're gonna say, easy. Because Bryce Young, we don't know about right now. Right now.
I had to throw.
I know
had to
you
say it.
did. I know you did.
Yeah,
A
but
little,
Bryce Young.
little
No, but real
snippet.
quick.
Since you brought up Bryce Young, tiny snippet. I did see that like Panthers are also like 1-5, right? Put in Bryce Young, bro.
Put him by. Let
Yeah,
him
That's
play.
yeah.
fucked up. All right.
No, the
so
first,
we'll
the
see
first
what
few,
happens.
yeah, we'll look into that.
we'll keep going.
But Patriots, Texans,
Hey.
the Jets defense is way better than the Texans
100%.
defense. So Jacoby Brissett, and they were playing at MetLife.
Yeah.
Yeah. They still picked off Stroud. Like they still got to pick off him.
Yeah.
Stroud still did
I
nice.
mean,
Well,
they
no,
had
no.
2 picks.
Patriots defense is good, so that means
Yeah.
Texans offense was clicking.
They were,
But,
specifically Diggs and Joe Mixon. I had him.
Yeah. Diggs, he's getting some more touches because Nico Collins.
Yeah,
is
Nico still got
out.
that hammy.
Yeah, so
You know how it is.
it was good. I mean, when teams get to that 1-4 spot, they're looking to make decisions, right? What are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Can we turn the season around, or are we gonna lose the next 6 and tank the
Mhm.
fucking season? You know,
Might as well
so-
get those reps.
Yeah, so and that's what I was saying.
That's
you
really
know,
what it is.
Bryce Young, might as well get those reps in, bro. They're losing terribly.
Mhm.
Trade away your receivers, get Bryce Young in there, and just get those reps. You know,
Hey,
If you're
Shout
what?
out-
If you're what?
just 1-5,
Oh,
1-4.
1-5.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time they were 1-4, so it's just get the reps.
Yeah.
But and I hear that. Hey, but real quick, Damian Pierce, bro, he got that. like I said, it's the battle of the backups, bro. And
Yeah.
he got a little bit of life. It'd be nice to see because they don't really want to do nothing with him, right? They got their guy. They got Joe Mixon. They got They just got rid of Cam Akers. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So he may have solidified his backup role, but he's valuable.
He is.
Cowboys.
He didn't have a bad game.
So if you're 1-5, 1-4, you want to make changes, right? But what if you're 4-2? Do you want to make changes?
Not if you're 4-2. I think you're okay.
No, I mean,
Okay.
he's talking about the Steelers. Steelers are 4-2.
Okay, but the Steelers is a whole different.
Oh,
situation.
here we go.
It is.
Here we go.
It
Here
is.
we
Let's
go.
not go backwards,
Come
bro.
on.
I
We
know. I know.
Their
what you mean.
offense has been sputtering, bro. They literally threw no touchdowns.
So
They
record
threw
don't
nothing.
matter.
No, record does matter, yes, but
Oh,
when
okay.
the record is because of your defense, come on out. This was the last year thing too. Last year they were great because of their defense, and Kenny Pickett was shit. You know what I mean? We all were giving fucking JJ shit, and he was like, "Bro, this guy got a Kenny Pickett shirt."
Hey,
Bro,
and
what-
you know,
hey, and you
you
don't
know
wear
what's
it.
funny? You know what's
You don't
funny?
even wear it.
Okay, but you know what's
Wear it.
funny? Last year's offense, as far as like first downs per game, yards per game, points per game, we were exactly the fucking same this year.
Exactly.
And last
What
year
does
we
that
had
tell you?
And last year we had Kenny Pickett.
Exactly. What
So,
does that tell you? That
Maybe,
your defense is helping you like a motherfucker.
or maybe it's not the quarterback.
Then it's your coach. Hey, fire your coach.
Are we
Fire him
agreeing?
so we
I don't
can
wanna
get
go
that
there. I don't wanna
motherfucker.
go
We
there.
must be agreeing. We must be agreeing.
No,
I don't think me and Juan have been ever on the same page. Just
Hey,
always.
let's talk about a quick one real quick, man. Let's talk about.
But yeah,
that
let's go back.
Cardinals.
Let's go back to the Patriots.
No,
Texans.
we done touch on that one, man. We going to the Cardinals Packers, man. I think there's really not much to say, man.
Oh.
Fucking
They played.
Jordan Love, dude. Jordan Love is just nice.
He
bro.
is, bro. That's
The
why
whole-
he got paid. People didn't believe me when I said Jordan Love's a top 10 quarterback.
He's the only one that is like off of the whole the bag curse. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he got paid and like he's throwing some shit.
He's
and they
balling.
Catch it. There was one where the dude was in his face. You saw it, right? The pylon one.
Yeah.
And I think who was that? Was that Reed? Or was it Dobbs? I can't
Dobbs.
remember. I think it was Dobbs, bro. He caught that shit and like easy touchdown, bro. And that's
Yeah.
beautiful. So
Cardinals aren't doing too hot. I don't think their
Mhm.
season's going to go anywhere. They were exciting the first couple of weeks, but they
Harrison got hurt.
Yeah. He had a concussion, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And
he ended up with a goose egg.
He already missed another game a couple weeks ago, I think. So
Hey, but that's your franchise running receiver. So
yeah, so
you do
they
whatever
got
you
they
can
got
to
to
keep
figure
him
it
safe.
out. Packers are playing pretty well. The NFC North right now is probably the best division in football. Honestly,
100%. Green Bay moves to 4-2 with that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think all of them are 4-2 except Bears.
No, the Vikings. The Vikings are
Oh, they're undefeated. Yeah,
undefeated. So
that makes sense.
I mean,
that's a quick
the
one.
Green Bay Packers. They lost to the Eagles. They beat the Colts.
but that was a
They beat the Titans. They lost to the Vikings. They beat the Rams, and then they beat the Cardinals.
yeah.
So the teams that they beat didn't have any really good defenses.
true.
yeah,
So
but it's very.
let's just be
decisive.
honest, like,
it's not like
it's too
not
early to tell
and
that.
that Eagles game though was like they lost in the last seconds
Oh,
of the
I know.
game.
And that was
but,
also
but,
an
but there was a
injured
lot
Jordan
of
Love.
there was a lot going on with that. Yeah, injured
Yeah.
Jordan Love. There's a turf. There was a lot
Brazil.
of things. Yeah,
Ugh,
Brazil.
That turf was
But
terrible.
once they
Brazilian
left that,
gangs.
once they left that, it was like, okay, they're playing good teams with good defenses. They weren't really winning. They weren't
Yeah.
doing well.
yeah.
And then they played these teams with like the last 5 place defenses. Like,
Yeah.
they're-
Well,
obviously they're
that's
gonna
why I'm excited for the division play to start in the NFC North. There's one game this week. We'll get into that later, but
win.
I'm excited for that. It's going to be a
Mhm.
good test for all these NFC North teams.
Yeah, this will be good. Good to see.
We'll breeze through some of these. We got Colts versus Titans. That was a low scoring,
Flacco.
20-17. Colts ended up winning. Joe Flacco looks great. He looks really good. I don't think they go back to Anthony Richardson, honestly.
Not for the year, at
Nah,
least.
I'll let them rest.
Yeah, 189, 2 tutties. That's nice, bro. Alec Pierce had that one so like aggressive on that one catch, bro, in the end zone, bro. That was nice. So,
Yeah.
but it is again the Tennessee Titans. They're not doing anything. But
Nah, they're
it is
not.
what it is.
But yeah, that was a good one.
Panthers,
Panthers
Falcons.
versus Falcons. Again, Falcons win 38-20. Panthers is another team that you're beating up on. It's kind of your get right game.
Their run game was good.
Sheba Hubbard is actually doing fairly well this year. He's doing
No,
pretty
I was
good.
talking about the Falcons.
Oh, Falcons.
Both Bijan got 2. I think Hajir got 1. Like,
Yeah,
like
they
they were
had a good
running.
game. Yeah,
So
Yeah, they're getting their tight ends and receivers
I think-
on the same page.
I think
and they're doing
Deontay
really well.
Johnson, Adam Thielen, they need to be traded. You know, like you're not doing
at
anything.
least Johnson. Get
know,
him,
I
free
miss
him
him
up.
so much, bro. I
He
miss
can't
him
go
so
back.
much.
So
I know that sucks. I didn't know that rules thing, but
I didn't either until you told me so.
that was it was a good game. Falcons got a good get right game.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers versus Broncos, very defensive game.
Hey, Bo Nix looking nice though. I will say that Bo Nix is nice. He's a future. It sucks the way they did Russell, but it kind of worked out. It kind of like almost makes like Sean Payton look like a little bit of a genius because Bo Nix, 2 tutties, an interception, 216. That's nice.
I just think about the age thing. Justin Herbert came into the league. This is what his 4th, 5th year with the Chargers, and he's 25. Bo Nix is 25.
Yeah, he's one of those quarterbacks that came
Stayed
in
in
the
college.
league that
But that's
played
okay.
like 6,
That's
7,
okay.
20 years.
Yeah,
You know, and
I
he's
just like
You don't like
he was
that,
running
right? You don't
over
like that?
little
not
kids.
that I don't like it, but like you're starting your franchise with Lamar Jackson. He was MVP at 22 years old. You know, like.
But he's a different caliber type of player compared to Bo Nix.
Shit, Bo Nix.
Like
is
I was
very
saying,
much, he runs.
he was
like,
playing college football against kids because he was like 20 and everybody was
Yeah.
like 17. You know,
Yeah.
so he was just
I
playing the game.
understand the
and
maturity
doing well.
factor of it, right? Coming in and you've played more snaps, you have more experience, but I don't know, man. I've never been a fan of like drafting, like even too. I think Michael Penix Jr. is 25 or 26,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
he's a bit older.
But you're not gonna find Lamar Jacksons in college football nowadays. Like
no,
even coming out of the league to the draft this year, like talking about
Shador and
Shador's not much of a runner. Everybody wants to think he's a runner, but he's not.
He's
He
not, no.
actually a pocket passer.
yeah,
I think Ewers is more of a runner than he is,
Mhm.
which he doesn't really want to run much. But there ain't
Oh,
many
yes, I
QBs
have
that
to.
come out of the college that are a dual threat anymore.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Lamar Jackson was maybe one of the last real dual threat quarterbacks that came out
Yeah.
of well, I guess Josh Allen is technically dual threat, but yeah, there ain't many of those coming out of,
Man, I
of the college
forgot.
anymore.
Yeah.
But no,
So
you're
yeah,
right.
we'll see. It was a good game. Chargers got one that coming off a bye, so that was good. Broncos taking a lot of L's, bro. I think they have a losing record right now.
Yeah,
So.
Chargers healthy.
Yeah.
They're good. 3-2 healthy.
Yeah.
They might be a threat. They might not win Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
I
So
wanna play them.
next we got Bengals versus Giants.
Sunday night game, man.
Snooze fest.
That
Honestly, it
was
was kind
terrible.
of boring.
I literally fell asleep. I had to wake up to that.
The-
Giants Bengals play.
exactly.
That's what it was. And the only
Um,
good one was that Joey B rush.
Neighbors didn't play,
Bro,
so it didn't matter to me.
50-yard rushing touchdown is fast, his longest ever, bro.
I know.
How
He
did
was
they?
wide
How did
open,
they
bro.
not get over to catch him?
I think
bro?
what it was is like you would never expect that guy.
Bruh, come.
That
I
was exactly
I saw
it.
that and I saw him get up and flex, and I was like, "This fucking guy, bro." Like,
Bro, you
fucking
can't tell
hate
me
Joe
if that was
Burrow,
you,
bro.
you wouldn't do the same.
Fuck no, fuck Joe
Yes, you
Burrow.
would. You just hate on him because he's fucking.
Macaulay Culkin, bro. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You just hate on him because he's stacking paper to the ceiling, pushing 26-inch chrome, bro.
Nah, it was a good game, honestly. As far as like defenses go, I still think Daniel Jones and the Giants, they're like this close to figuring it out, bro. I really do think they
Yeah,
are.
They did also have a lot of injuries too.
They
on,
did, yeah. Singletary was out.
yeah,
Neighbors
Neighbors
was out.
injury, Neighbors concussion.
You know, it makes you wonder, like that concussion. Like I saw that play.
Bro, he hit his head face first.
No,
on the
I get
turf.
it, and I've seen pretty bad concussions. Like
Tua.
there's Tua, like he's running into walls. I don't understand what's going on, but
Tua.
like dang, that Neighbors, that concussion. Yeah,
gotta
you gotta
be
take him
bad.
serious, but it's probably that bad. Like
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? Kudos to the NFL for making sure that they take care of their players, man.
Well, players, I wouldn't say players necessarily, or NFL. I would say the teams because
Yeah.
But that's NFL.
let's just be honest.
putting-
Miami. I mean,
Oh,
that Tua situation from
They're
from
the
very-
reason,
they're-
bro.
yeah, man, that was horrible.
The Miami walk. so
horrible
New York
team
can
management
run.
on Tua's concussion
Yeah.
protocol.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
no one told Tua to fucking go straight.
Did you
head
see that?
first into
What was it last year
fucking
when
Hamlin.
he freaking had that concussion and then he was like
throwing them gang
wobbling,
signs?
went to the
Yeah.
side, and then
yeah.
throwing gang
Oh,
signs?
that's
Yeah.
the no,
And then they
that
threw
was
him back
first
in the
one.
game, and he was still throwing gang signs.
That was at the beginning. Yeah, that was crazy. But like,
Yeah.
you know what? Since then, like they've been the example, and I feel like everybody has really
no. They were the example of what not to do.
Guinea
Exactly.
pigs.
exactly.
Let's just be real.
Yeah.
And now they're taking like who knows if we'll see Achan because of that. He had a very similar concussion. Who
Who's he
knows?
pay for?
He plays for the Dolphins.
Oh man, there's an issue there. They got
So he probably go,
deep
he probably playing then.
They need to get Ace Ventura over there and investigate what's going on. Because like
the
what
Dolphins, you see that when I posted? You see that when I posted? It was like, let's check on Tua, and it's him when he's in the loony bin. He's like,
they got to get Ace Ventura over there and figure out what's going on with the Dolphins, man. Like Ace, hey, Lace is out there.
hey, the Bengals win, man. Bengals win 17-7.
They're third in the division. Hopefully they end up last. Next we got Bills versus Jets. This one was a close one the whole way. Bills ended up on top 23-20. Jets take the L. First thing they do is they go and sign Devontae Adams and get Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
That's not the problem, too.
It's not. It's really not.
Adam Lazard with that catch, bro. Come on now.
Yeah.
The Hail Mary, and you take away the Hail Mary and they lose
got
the game.
Yeah, they lose the game. 100%.
Hey, but you can't. Hey, I guess we'll never know, right?
Well, let's just go back to the previous week. They fired the head coach, right? Expecting to change something different. I didn't see anything different. Same crap.
Yeah, and their interim head coach came to the podium and spit out some bullshit like, well, we got to look at the tape and, find out where we went wrong. You can't have
very corporate answer.
Yeah, bro. It wasn't anything different.
Nothing different.
The thing that I hated the most, and I had a little, not argument, but discussion about it with some of my friends.
You can name one on here. Go ahead.
Sosa and Johnny. I had a group chat with them.
Hey, what's up, Sosa, Johnny?
We were just talking about the Aaron Rodgers situation at the end where he came out and was like, I expected Mike Williams to run this route and stay on the red line, and he didn't. And, you come out like that.
I hate that.
No matter what happened on that play, it was mad underthrown, bro. You threw a pick that was, he was running his route. He had to stop so hard that he slipped to come back to the ball and try and catch it. If you hit him in stride, you probably have a touchdown.
It's literally what we talked about last week. That dude is a diva,
bro, and
nobody want to hear me.
Bro. And I don't think that Devontae Adams bringing him onto the team is gonna change anything. Like, yeah, I get it. He's gonna probably throw more to him.
It makes me nervous, honestly.
And it's gonna be bad for the rest of the team because
poor Garrett Wilson.
Man, I feel bad for him.
Whoever owns his confidence a little bit, right?
Yeah. No, but it's not him. I think it's help. But who really gets hurt the most is really Adam Lazard, bro. Because Adam Lazard was supposed to be that guy that came with him with Rodgers from Green Bay, and they're supposed to have this link.
He's been playing well too.
It's literally like having you think you're the main chick, but you really the side chick.
No, well, I agree with you, but I think they knew Garrett was the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you have Lazard that's like, okay, well, we can't cover Garrett all, one-on-one or double team or whatever because he has Lazard, which is this guy from Green Bay.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case. Like, I feel Garrett Wilson has been like underused since Rodgers has been on that team. And now that Adams is going there, it's gonna be like, who's Garrett?
Yeah,
but wait, what did he have though? What did
he had a good game?
Garrett had a good game, didn't he?
No, he did. He did have a pretty decent game.
I thought so. I thought he.
But I see what he's saying.
But you're not gonna give him the same looks as you do when you have Adams on your team.
you avidly looking for Adams if you're Rodgers.
Devontae Adams is 31 years old, right? But he is still top 5 receiver as far as route running and getting open.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get open quicker.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be interesting.
You're gonna be able to get rid of the ball faster because your receivers are gonna be open quicker.
Yeah.
Which makes me nervous this week facing the Jets. But
yeah.
So two things I'm gonna say with Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. So when Aaron Rodgers first came to the team, Garrett Wilson was excited for Garrett Wilson or for Aaron Rodgers to come in on team, and so was
Brees Hall.
Not Brees Hall.
Adam Lazard.
Oh, you talking about Sauce?
Oh, Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. They were looking forward to him. They gave him the chain. They were up like, hey, Aaron Rodgers, we're gonna win some games. The Jets are gonna be potential playoff team, and still to this day, even yesterday's game, Lazard was his number one look.
Yeah, 6 for 11.
So
six receptions.
This is the hard part.
1 tutty.
This is the hard part because now Lazard's open a lot, right? Because you're going to double team Garrett Wilson
every time.
But now you have to focus on Devontae, Garrett Wilson, and Lazard, which makes me think that the offense is going to be a bigger threat because they have more options. I get everybody.
That. But these are my 2 points. So they brought in Aaron Rodgers and there was a pump getting them the Aaron Rodgers chain or whatever. So Garrett Wilson's still the number 2 guy that he looks for because he has Lazard.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Adams is here, is he really going to be the number 1?
No, absolutely
No,
not.
right? And then second is what is Aaron Rodgers going to look for more as far as his receivers? He ain't going to look for Wilson. So Wilson's going to be kind of MIA. I don't want to say he's going to be obsolete, but like, come on, man. Like,
You're looking for Devontae Adams
yeah,
first.
you're looking for Devontae Adams first every time.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. I don't know, man. I didn't like how Aaron Rodgers, when you look for quarterbacks, right, and not to bring it back to Russell Wilson, but like you bring that type of response, bro, and my quarterback would never do that. Like, he didn't run the route the right way, and that's, I threw a pick, and that's why it happened. Like, you go out, and a lot of quarterbacks you see, Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson or even Caleb Williams, like, they come out and they're taking ownership, bro. They're like, that's on me. I got to throw a better ball, or that's on me. I didn't do this right. And Aaron Rodgers comes out and is like, nah, he didn't run the route the right way. Like, what are you going to do,
Right. So, okay, I'll give you these questions, or I'll give you all both this question. Next week, who's your number 1, number 2, and number 3 receiver?
Devontae, Garrett
Adams.
Wilson.
I think Adams is automatically number 1. He ain't
Yeah.
he doesn't even need to know the playbook, bro.
Oh,
and then you get Wilson, and then maybe if you're nice,
But the stats don't show
Lazard.
that.
It
The
doesn't
stats
matter.
show like Lazard right now 1, Wilson number 2.
That's right
You
now.
thknow Adams
we
in
don't
there.
know. We don't know. Yet.
But,
But
here's
we
another
know
thing.
that
You know
they
what?
got a
You know
little
what's
rep
another thing
before.
that's gonna be a sour taste in I would say Garrett Wilson's mouth. The way they introduced Adams with
Like, almost a saving grace, almost.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, like Aaron Rodgers is on the podcast or on the show with
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee, and who happens to show up?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams.
Sleeping at the dude's house. What? The
So
fuck?
you're over here with Devontae Adams this entire time, and Wilson is supposed to be your number 1 wide receiver,
Yeah.
but yet you have an Adams like this entire time. It's almost like it was plotted.
I think it's definitely a confidence thing, like it's gonna
No,
shake.
but if-
You think
Because
he's gonna shake their?
Because
the receiver
as a wide
core?
receiver, I'm gonna be like,
No,
you
no,
plotting this entire time, man.
If I'm Garrett Wilson, I know I'm good because I've been balling. 8 receptions for 107 and a tutty. I'm good. I feel confident in myself.
You're a good wide receiver.
It's
I want you on my
everybody
team.
else in my mind. If I'm Garrett Wilson, right? But if I'm Alan Lazard, I'm like, I'm not good enough.
But you don't. No, you
No,
don't.
you're
you
right.
Don't think it's like I'm the guy. I'm the number 1. That's what they think of me. That's what they. That's why I'm here. That's what they brought me Aaron Rodgers for.
I think,
And
so.
then they
I
bring in
think so.
Devontae, and all this hype's around Devontae. Like, oh, finally we're gonna
I
win.
hear
So
you.
two
Finally,
pictures
our
you could have
offense.
painted.
Yeah.
2 pictures you could have painted, but they didn't. The first picture that would have made everything better, you would have had Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson on Pat McAfee's podcast. Be like, yeah, we got this. We're working
Yeah.
through this. And then all of a sudden you have Adams come through and be like, yeah, Adams is
Yeah.
here. We're getting this going.
Yeah.
But you don't.
It's almost.
You
like-
have
Funny. It looked like it,
Aaron Rodgers, like you're saying, the diva.
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden, like, oh, who's that back there? Who's back there? And Adams over here messing with the ball. Oh, it's Adams. Oh,
I
my
know.
God. Like, where's
Bro,
Wilson?
I'ma
He's your
tell you,
guy.
I'ma
He's
tell
your
you when I
wide
saw that,
receiver.
bro.
That's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
I was like, what the fuck
You
is
don't
that?
do
Y'all
that.
are so like,
That's what I'm saying.
Like lovey-dovey, bro. Y'all, why y'all love each other like that?
And I would say, as Adams, like, what are you doing? Like, you would think that you wanted to go somewhere where you're going to compete and win. Like, you know who I would have tried to go to and negotiate my contract to win a Super Bowl this year right now and be that either number 1 or number 2 receiver?
the
Bills.
Chiefs,
Neither one of those. Chiefs, yes.
but they wouldn't let that happen.
The
Absolutely not.
Vikings.
Oh yeah.
I would have gone next
Yeah,
to
bro.
Jefferson and be like, you know what? I'll take that
would
pay
be-
cut.
That would
And I'll be
be
like, you know,
bro.
us two on each side, we're winning the
Yo,
Super Bowl this
Ginger
year.
Jesus would just have to throw it up.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
say, hey,
You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't
Lord,
thinking that.
take the
He
wheel.
ain't thinking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He ain't thinking. He's just, oh, I want to go play in the New York.
Aaron Rodgers.
Pay
I
all
wanna
my
play with Aaron
all my
Rodgers.
all my
I
money.
wanna-
My
I
football
wanna
money
lick
is gonna
his
go to
team.
taxes. I'm gonna play with Aaron Rodgers.
Bro.
Like, let's get it going.
and
bro, that's so lame. Bro.
I really think I just think the way they brought it in, man, like now all of a sudden he's their saving grace, and
He's
like
not.
you know,
I can't wait for
like,
that shit to blow up
that's
in
why,
their face,
That's
bro.
why I say the mindset thing with Garrett Wilson.
It
It's
will.
Like, how does it make you feel as the number 1 receiver, right? To like,
Tell you right now, Garrett Wilson, leave New York Jets.
Absolutely,
Yeah, come to
and they're
Pittsburgh.
gonna try to play it down
Come
and
to
be
the
like,
Cowboys,
oh,
baby, we
it's
need you.
1A and 1B. Nah, bro, you have been subjugated or whatever it is, bro. You have been supplemented,
and it shows in the games because
Adams, bro.
Because Lazard last game, 6 receptions for 114 yards. Yes, Garrett got 8 for 104. I get it, but Lazard was looked at a lot.
Yeah,
like,
and a big chunk of that did come from that Hail Mary.
That Hail Mary, yeah, that's
literally all of it.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't throw it to Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. That's my stance on Aaron Rodgers. I'm excited for the Bills. They're rolling. They're getting Amari Cooper, so we'll see how that plays out.
Ooh.
All right, everybody, let's get into the main attraction here of our podcast. We got our family fantasy football. We call it Family Feud. Good week this week. I finally bounced back with the win. I faced Rick the Punisher. I ended up winning 125.20 to 91.16. I needed that win bad. I was in 12th place. I bumped up all the way up to 11th place. So it was much needed for me for sure. I needed to get back on track. Najee finally had a big game for me, man. He went off for, I think, 20 points. So it was good to see. I'm finally glad I got back in the win column, man. I needed that for sure.
Good job, man.
It's crazy, man. We got a tie for first with 4 and 2, first, second, and third. And then we got a freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6-way tie for freaking fourth.
Yeah.
We're like, what the heck is going on right now?
It's gonna be tight, man. It's gonna be tight.
Like, you lose one game and you go from second to 10th.
And then I think the rest are tied at like 2 and 4.
Yeah, the rest are tied at 2 and 4. So there's so much football.
Rick puts himself back into position from where
Nah. He's not. He's still out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like he about to wear a Hooters outfit, bro. Again, Najee, you just escaped. You know what's crazy? I lost my game.
Rick is,
and I went up 2 spots or a spot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Rick is out still, last place. But hey, Rich is still out of
the playoff right now,
as of right now. So that's good. So let's be proud of that.
Hulichi, man, Hulichi came through and got that win, bro. Hulichi.
Yeah, he played Mark, stormed the court. Pretty
very
big
decisive,
win.
bro.
Yeah, 122.50.
But he had like Jameson Williams, who had that big bomb. He had a bunch of players that just like literally just had great like playmaking abilities and did their thing, bro. He had David Montgomery. He had Deontay Johnson had a good game too, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I miss Deontay Johnson, man, for real.
Yeah.
And Mark didn't have. He had a tough week, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
Nico Collins out with the hammy. Breece Hall gave him 21. Jalen Hurts gave him 21. But the rest of his team kind of was very lackluster.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley with 0.90 points, bro. Might as well bageled. But
yeah, that's weird, bro. I don't know. I've never seen.
It's because he's on the Titans, bro. The Titans aren't doing much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really touch on them, but yeah, the Titans are really.
Evan Ingram went off for him.
Just in general, for everybody, like this year in football, man, injuries have been hurting people.
Injury bugs going around.
Man, what is going on? Like, for one, Sosa, he has McCaffrey, right, still out, right? But man, I had Goddard. First play, throws the ball, pulls a hammy, out for the rest of the game. I'm like, what is going on?
That soft muscle tissue, bro.
And on Thursday night, because I had Samuel play, I was like, you know what, Samuel ain't good, so hot, bro. The 1 week I had Samuel go off with 20 points, 20.70 points. I was like, man, this is gonna be a good week. It's easy win.
Yeah.
Then Goddard goes out first play of the game, pretty much. And then like I didn't have a running back because Stevenson was given like literally 5 minutes before the game. He's out of the game. Like he's like IA.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I don't have a running back, so I had to pick somebody up. And you know who I picked? I picked freaking Derrick Henry's backup.
Oh, just
who in their right mind picks up Derrick Henry's backup?
Damn,
like there was nobody available, so I picked up Derrick Henry's backup and gave me nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, so it's a double your score, bro. He had a high scoring game.
That's crazy.
That was pretty crazy.
I was just looking at it like, dog, Justice Hill.
Komet, man.
Cole Kmet.
Cole
had a
Kmet
crazy
went
game.
That's why
off.
you didn't want me
24.
talking about it. Damn.
Tracy went off.
Damn,
Wait, for the
Tyrone.
Giants, like Tracy went off.
Tyrone.
Yes. Okay. Tyrone Tracy actually has been playing super good the past couple games since
Yes.
Singletary's been
You may
out.
not even have to go back to
Bro,
Singletary.
you might. He's been running.
So besides
good.
Komet and Tracy, those two who went off,
Yeah.
his team went average. Maybe the Texans because they
Stephon
played,
Diggs,
Stephon
20.
Diggs had a good game.
which is
Yeah,
average.
Chuba.
You expect Stephon Diggs to
Tony
do well.
Pollard? Tony
No.
Pollard?
Yeah.
So,
You expect them to do well, right? But my team's all laid an egg. Moss,
Yeah.
0. Freaking Golder,
0.
0. He got hurt.
Shakur.
I had nobody to
3.9.
pick up, so I had to throw in Hill because
you know what just pisses me off,
Stevenson
bro?
went out.
Like week 2, you were like, oh, I don't like that Justin Fields pickup. I don't like that. This motherfucker's the only one balling for your team right now. I hate you. You literally used my take.
No.
No, yes.
No.
Yes.
Debo Samuel balled out for me.
That's
How many
true.
points did he have? 20?
20
How many
points,
points
70.
did Justin Field have?
Okay, but he's a
23?
quarterback. He
So
ran
what?
for
Doesn't
a he
matter.
rushed for a touchdown.
He did.
I expect
because normally you
that's
throw.
not as good as most quarterbacks.
That's
but
why
it's good.
he's not
Yeah.
like
And then
most quarterbacks.
Staten didn't do
He's not like
horrible.
most quarterbacks.
Staten had 11 points, but besides that, like everybody was out, man.
You definitely
my
caught
whole
an
lineup.
injury.
Yeah,
you
my whole
caught an
lineup.
injury, bro.
Yeah.
for
I even
sure.
looked at my bench, and all my bench is red.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
Like now they're questionable, but like, damn, bro, like.
Hey, Sosa bumped up to 3-3. He's 5th in the league right now for not having.
He wins
Yeah.
one game and
Yeah.
he goes
Hey,
tied for
That's
freaking
how it is when it's this tight.
4th place.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's so close.
He's managing.
Any game is. Hey, we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're last place doesn't mean you're gonna end up last place.
Second to
No,
last.
I
He's
know,
second to
but
last.
for all the shit he was getting for getting CMC and
Mm-hmm.
you know
He's
him
still
being.
in
I
the
don't
mix.
care. That was still a wasted pick.
It's working out.
But
He's still
CMC's
in the
gonna come
mix.
back pretty soon.
Yep.
Sooner or
If
later.
he does.
Sooner or
That's what
later.
I think.
That'd be
That's
wild.
what- At this
And-
point, you're kind of thinking like, let's just rest you for next year.
You put Sosa in that
Look-
position where you're like, okay, you managed to win some games without your number one pick. Now your
No,
number one
but
pick's gonna
here's
come
the
back.
thing that I've seen on a lot of streams and posts. One thing about the Niners, they're not actual contenders. They're not.
Hey, we got
So-
the same record.
So this year, I would say, you know what? Let's just get you healthy. 100%. Let's just get you healthy. 100. Let's just get you rest, and we'll bring you back next year.
They showed they can do it with anyone. They had that one like third string get like 100 yards on the Seahawks. So
yeah. At this point, I'm not rushing to bring CMC back.
mm-mm.
Yeah. Next
But
game.
hey, good job, Sosa. You beat me, man.
Next game we had reigning defending champ Rich versus John Alcatraz and company. John actually ended up beating
Pulled out
him.
that W.
Yeah, 116.32 to 91.66. It was a good game.
Yeah.
John ended up winning even though he had a negative
Dude,
.10
I
from
know.
Travis Etienne, bro.
But you didn't expect Harrison to go out either.
No.
Yeah. No,
Like,
but I think
that's what I'm saying. The bug, man, is just hitting everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't expect Harrison to go out. Like, I mean, he
He
had
got AJ Brown back though. John did. Which is
I
good.
mean,
Yeah, that's what really helped him. Him and Drake London did a little. Oh, and Chris Godwin had a game.
Yeah,
I forgot
bro.
about that.
So check this out. Okay, so let me tell you guys his first starting three, right? And you tell me if you think your team's gonna win after they score this.
All right.
Your quarterback gets 3.22 points. Your first running back negative .10, and your second running back scores 9.20 points.
Anytime you get like lower than a goose egg, you definitely feel like you're gonna lose.
You feel like you're gonna lose that game,
That's
that's
right?
how I felt. When I
John
played
John
him.
ended up winning, and here's why. He had AJ Brown go for 23,
came back from an injury.
Chris
came back
too.
from injury.
But let's be honest. Who did they play?
The Browns.
Okay.
But you had Drake London go for 19.
Who did they play?
The Cardinals.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey,
no, the Panthers, right?
Oh yeah.
And
the
then
Panthers.
this one was a big one. I also lost in
Chris
another league
Godwin.
because of this. Chris Godwin with 35.5.
He had like 2 tutties. He had 2 big
Yeah,
ones.
but I
Bruh.
think what happened is that they double coverage Evans. So
yeah,
yeah, you just can't do that against the Bucks.
bro. Chris Godwin made me lose one of my other leagues. I
Yeah.
lost by like 10 points, and he went off for 35.
And his defense helped him out because who went out for the Cardinals?
Harrison.
They
Yeah.
didn't have to cover nobody.
And so then that's where you see Rich kind of struggle a little bit. Kyler Murray didn't have his best game. He only had 11.
Harrison went out.
Yeah, Harrison
Yeah.
went out. Brian Thomas Jr., who's been going off, kind of had a bad game over there in London. You had
Swift went off. Kamara just still did pretty good with his
Yeah.
injury.
Javonte Williams with the Broncos, didn't have a good game either. So he definitely left some points on the board, man. He Adam Lazard on the bench for 23.4 points.
Yeah.
So wouldn't have won him the game, but it would have got him a lot closer, especially, no one expected this, but the running back, Kamani Vidal from the Chargers ended up scoring 13. So definitely some points out there for Rich, but, we're all rooting against him at this
Sorry,
point.
Rich. We have to.
No, I agree. And any given Sunday, again, like any player, depending on injury, like I had Stevenson out, which was like literally game time decision, right?
Yeah.
So any given Sunday, anyone can win, and you just don't know. So
yeah. Then we had Isaiah Watson under the towel.
Watts under the.
that was a high scoring
It
game.
was a high
For
scoring
him?
game.
No,
Wait,
120 isn't bad.
Yeah,
120 wins a lot of games.
120.
I mean,
does
it
win,
should,
yeah.
bro. But when you're playing against me, you always get like 10 to 15
He has a good
more.
squad, bro.
Yeah, he
Joe
does,
Burrow
bro.
went off.
When he made that controversial trade for Isaiah Pacheco for King Henry,
Bro,
who would've known?
Mark got absolutely fleeced, bro.
bro. I know
That
and,
is
so funny.
crazy.
And again-
Whoever gave up Henry,
And again, I want to say Mark has been cleared of all allegations of tampering.
Collusion.
whoever gave up Henry, get out of fantasy football.
That's fucked up.
Do not
Hey,
play fantasy
no.
football.
We need you, Commish. We need you.
No, we need you.
Hey, no, I'll say this, though. The sucky part about it is that he got Pacheco, and Pacheco immediately got hurt.
Yeah, no, that fucking sucks, dude. You see,
No.
like,
Come
this-
on, man.
this one-
Henry. Come on,
But
man.
I feel like my game now, like now that Amari Cooper getting 8 points, right? Like with the Browns, I feel like you add 10 to that when he comes to the Bills. Isaiah's number 1 in the league right now.
Yeah, he's up there at the top. So he has
Good
a good
job,
squad so
Isaiah.
far. He only had 2 players score under 10 points. That's
Any given
pretty
Sunday.
He's got a good
good. This was our game of the week. Last game.
The Bucks.
Bucks versus Nick, SA Fats. Robin also had a high scoring game, 135.6 to 128.32. That was a close one. That was definitely a close one. Josh Allen had another great game.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley actually didn't do much for him. Darnell
No.
Mooney didn't do much, but he got all those points from Zay Flowers, Brock Bowers, and Tank Dell.
Let's go back to week 1. What did I say? What did I say? Week 1. What did he do week 1?
Who?
The Bucks.
I don't know.
He benched who? Was it week 1 or week 2? He
I don't
benched
know.
Zay Flowers, right? And what did I say?
Oh,
Hey, the Bucks, go ahead and put Zay Flowers in that game. He's gonna get you wins, and he's still to this day getting them wins.
you actually know who is killing it right now, and like I think one of the most important parts of a fantasy team.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
He's the
bro.
only tight end that is consistently above 10 points.
Literally, bro.
Bro, he's
he's
so
ranked
clutch.
number 2 right now in fantasy, and
Who's above him?
I'm not. Oh, George Kittle.
Oh, because he had that game. He's
Not-
had a couple of games where
He's had a
couple
few.
touchdowns.
Yeah, George
Yeah.
Kittle. He's averaging 17.
But like reception wise, Brock Bowers is like reliable. bro.
reception
yeah,
merchant.
and I thought that was what I was getting with Goddard because he started off slow,
He had a good year last year. Goddard.
7.6 points. He got 27 against the Saints, 13 against the Bucks. Then they had the bye week, and then he started this week, and then boom.
Yeah.
So Goddard was kind of there too, but this week they hurt him for sure.
Hey, I know Nick was feeling that one when you lose by less than 10. Like
Yeah.
you analyze those decisions that you made.
Absolutely. Double tight
Ferguson-
end. Double tight end. Right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Double
bro.
tight end is tough, especially with the tight end position being so like it doesn't have a lot of. You don't get a lot of points for it.
Like it's been very lackluster this year.
So to do double tight end was very risky, and unfortunately, it didn't pay off for Nick, dude. So,
Yeah, and
you know, maybe
I
if
mean,
he would invite us
look
to
at
his
who's
freaking
double tight end
man
was.
cave.
Not which. Don't get me wrong, I love my team,
Wait, hold on. What
but
did you
his
say?
double tight end. Look who it was. Like, I get it.
Fergalicious. Normally,
I
you
get
expect
it. You would expect him to do it, but he had a few
Yo.
drop balls. You just don't expect him to drop.
Oh,
How come I'm barely finding out that you could put a tight end in the flex?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whoa! I had
What?
No idea.
But let's just be honest. There ain't many tight ends that you can
You
do
would
that
never.
with.
Yeah, it'd be so rare.
Like
bro.
I think SA
Bruh.
Fats has probably the best
Yeah.
dual tight ends.
That's
probably.
kind of the only way because
Yeah.
you would think that Dak would trust Fergie like that, but the game just got out of hand.
which he
so-
did, which he showed in the game, but Ferg just dropped them. That's just
Bro,
what
I
happens.
am just finding that shit.
That's
That's
wild.
crazy.
No, but it's hard because you ain't gonna find
I don't even got one tight end. I need that.
exactly. You're not gonna be able to get a double tight end.
Yeah.
I just
Hey.
don't understand how SA
Hey.
Fats got it.
Hey, let me tell you,
He does.
they looked at me crazy when I drafted TJ Hawkinson. Now look at us.
Hey,
Looking
what?
rich.
he should be
If
coming
I would have
back
had
soon.
last draft from last year with my kickers, I probably would be winning right now first
Yo,
place.
that's
Because
crazy.
kickers will be.
I did not even know you could do
Yeah,
that.
you could
That's
do that. You
wild.
could do that.
It says
Shit.
RWT.
I didn't know that.
That's running back, receivers, and tight ends.
Tight end.
What do you thought the T4 stand for? TDs?
I don't know.
Show them titties.
I really did not
Who
know.
was that? There was somebody that would show me them TDs. That's a good name for
Oh,
it.
that was me before it was.
I doubt it.
But you
Highly
know,
unlikely.
even then,
I'm just
SA
kidding.
Fats, I think if you would have put. Well,
Nah,
actually,
he didn't have nobody.
He had
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
because
nobody.
his QB is pretty much
Yeah, you
average
can't
about the
do that.
same.
Yeah. So that was a tough loss for Nick.
Good job.
That was
man.
our game of the week. It was at the time. I think it was number 2 versus number 3.
Yeah.
Robin's still at number 2. Isaiah jumped up to the number 1.
Yeah.
Nick,
But again, any given Sunday,
Any
man.
given
you can
Sunday,
win.
baby.
You can be first, lose, and you end up like 10th.
yeah. Any given Sunday, man, it can happen. That was a good week of fantasy
This
football.
is a great season.
It is, man. It's gonna be a photo finish at the end. I can't wait for it to happen. I don't want it to come, but it's gonna be so satisfying when it does. It was a good season. It was a good game. It was a good week for all of us. I got the dub. I very much needed that. I know Jesus didn't, Aldo didn't, but we
Hey,
bou-
either way, it worked out because I was still able to move up somehow.
yeah,
so.
we bounced back.
Yeah.
We go again next week. So
Yeah, and even if you're last place, so right now we got Punisher Ricardo at last. Hey man, don't trip. We're only in week
going into week 7.
We're going
Yeah.
Still a lot
into
of
week
games.
7.
oh yeah,
Lots of games.
Hey,
Anyone could like your ranking can go from
Yeah.
13. Oh, actually, I ain't 13, but from 12 to first place.
Yeah.
You just
Yep.
don't know.
Mhm.
So just keep going at it, and I like it because it keeps every game competitive.
hey, and this is our, our quarterly check-in, man. We need to get together. We need to talk some shit over some beers and
Yes,
watch
sir.
some games
yeah.
soon, guys.
Mark,
you know what
Mark
I mean?
is planning. Mark is planning
Yeah.
for the Sunday fun day at his house. So
Commish,
One
we
day,
appreciate
hey,
you, man. We're gonna
commish.
hit you over
A Sunday
here
fun day. As
and
long as there's
pick in your
voodoo,
mind.
voodoo. As long as there's voodoo, we all will
and
be
some
there.
food.
Hey,
dude.
keep in mind, trade deadline's coming up. I think
Oh,
Oh, where there's no more
to talk
trades.
about.
Yeah. Where there's no
November-
more trades.
November
You can't trade.
November
no more.
22nd. Keep in mind,
That's
Fanny-
right around the corner.
Family
That's why you're
Feud.
seeing what you're seeing. Like you see the Vikings getting Cam Akers. You're seeing
Yeah.
No,
stuff like that.
but we have a
Now.
trade
no. I'm
deadline.
talking. Yeah, so
The
there's
league
NFL. Yeah,
has a
but
trade deadline.
our league, Family Feud. Keep in mind, our trade deadline
we
is
don't ever trade in our league, bro. I feel like we never.
No,
trade.
because
Like,
I don't want you to
honestly,
win.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Because I don't.
Okay, well then that's less money for the podcast. You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, who do you want? I ain't got nobody, but I'll give you the kitchen sink.
All right. So yeah, keep that in mind. Trade deadline November 22nd. You
Yeah.
can't make any trades after that. Good week. We'll get into next week. A lot of stuff coming this upcoming week for the podcast.
Who we playing this week?
Oh, we are on a bye week. All right, so we get the chance to lick our wounds. But shoot, all right, man, let's get into our week 7 preview, man. We got a banger coming out. Lions and Vikings. Man, that's gonna be a good game.
Good game.
I can't wait for that game. Divisional football's here.
Jeez.
That's gonna. I hope it's a high scoring game. Honestly,
Mm.
I want to see these two teams go at it.
for sure.
The way the Lions have been playing, the way the Vikings have
Yeah.
been playing, they're coming off a bye, right? Vikings didn't play
Yeah,
this past
they didn't
week.
play this
so-
week, and I think they're fresh. They're getting TJ Hawkinson back,
Or it could be tough.
It could be tough. I
Could
think
be,
it's
yeah.
gonna be defensive
Yeah.
because the Vikings and the Lions, even though they lost Hutchinson,
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I think it's still gonna be good.
Yeah.
I got Lions coming out on top. Who do you got?
I got Lions 34-14.
And I'm gonna go with the Vikings just because with the Cowboys doing the way they are doing, man, it almost made me want to trade teams. And I wish the Vikings came to San Antonio, Red McCombs.
What the
Hey, Red
hell?
McCombs.
Is
Hey,
it
I
the
wish.
Browns
Hold
or the
on.
Vikings? What's going on?
Browns will always be my second team.
So now you
I'm
got
still
a third?
trying to determine who's my first because I love my Cowboys. I love them through and through. I'll never get rid of the Cowboys.
So
But
I
you know
was
what?
gonna
At this
say
time,
that.
sometimes I'm like, you know what? I wish Red McCombs would have gotten that deal done. Brought the Vikings to the San Antonio Spurs to the Alamo Dome. Would have had San Antonio
That would have been
Vikings,
sick.
That would've
and
been
I would have
crazy,
been
yeah.
They wouldn't have been the
football
Vikings
and
anymore though.
gold or yellow. So
Yeah.
I'm going to Vikings. But
All right, cool. Got next week. We're coming into the Texans versus Packers. That's going to be a good one.
Ooh.
Both offenses are playing very good. Good test for both teams defensively. I think that the Packers might end up taking that one.
I think that, as much as I want to cheer for like the Texans, they're always talking shit about the Cowboys. I really think that the Packers could pull this one off and just be like, hey, fuck you. You know what I mean? Now y'all get a reality check too. They're that good, all right? You know what I mean? So I think Packers win.
I'm not going for the Packers because I still have hostility from last season. I hope y'all lose. But also, I would not go for the Houston Texans because, I still remember that first year when your expansion team came into the league, first game of the season, played the Dallas Cowboys, 22, 2017, something like that.
Yeah.
2017, beat the Cowboys, first game of the season, franchise team. Yeah, so I will not choose the Houston Astros. You see, that's how much I don't like them. The Houston Texans to win,
the
Houston Texans, or the Green Bay Packers to win. So this is going to end up in a tie.
Just don't forget, Texans, that we own y'all. The last time y'all saw us, fucking Tony Romo did a little spin move and got that win, bro.
I'm just going to say again, this game's going to end in a tie, 0-0.
Wow.
And I don't like anything Houston, so hey, let's go Rangers, San Antonio Spurs. Let's Cowboys, baby. Let's go,
Rangers,
baby.
All right, next we got Eagles versus Giants, divisional game.
I hope the Giants win that shit.
I do,
bro.
honestly. I hope the Giants, they'll probably get back Malik Neighbors and Devin Singletary. I think they'll have a bounce back game. I think they've lost 2 in a row now. So
It's going to be who wins the run game. It's wild, but
yeah,
I feel like if they get Neighbors back, that's going to be so interesting. But I feel like Tracy may be able to pull the win. That New York defense is starting to like click. So we'll see what happens.
But yeah, I
Let's
got
go,
Giants over
Let's
Eagles.
go Giants. Let's get it done.
I agree. Honestly, to be realistic, obviously I know that the Eagles are probably going to win this game. They got everybody healthy. But you know what? Because the Giants are last place, they suck. They're getting their groove. Yes, I want them to win because they're just not going to win the NFC East. So I'm going to Giants.
Okay. All right. We got my game, Jets versus Steelers. I'm excited. I'm a little.
Hey, hold on. Be real though.
What?
Be real
About what?
about the score.
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because they got Devontae Adams on the offense.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be a real challenge for our defense. I'm a little nervous for our defense, but I'm excited to see if Russell Wilson plays, what our offense looks like. Obviously, I'm going to go for the Steelers to win this game. Sunday Night Football, we're bringing back our historical block numbers.
So who wins?
Steelers, obviously.
You see, that's what I said. And
Let's
listen. We know the Jets are a pretty high-powered team. This is the time to take advantage. They have a great defense and a great offense. It's not going to be that easy. I think the Jets win 34-10.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so let me go. Let me get my prediction in. Russell Wilson in the starting lineup. It's gonna be a close game, but I think the defensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna be a problem for Aaron Rodgers, which he ain't gonna have enough time to really throw the ball to Devontae Adams. Like they think it's gonna be like, oh, let me throw the ball. He's gonna be good. They're gonna be awesome. It's not gonna work out that way. I think the defensive line is gonna be better. Now, if Russell Wilson starts and plays, they still will lose 20-17. But if Justin Field plays, they win 24-17, baby. Let's go.
Hey, that's bull. Because he just has Justin Field. That's why he's saying that, bro. I hate that. And I hate it because,
make your adjustments now because I don't know if he's starting.
Hey, bro, you know
Fantasy
what pisses
Plus.
me off, bro?
I already did.
No, this motherfucker with this Fantasy Plus shit. It's bullshit, bro. If he wins, bro, that's bullshit, bro. That shit. Hey, commissioner, tampering right there, bro. Hey, he's cheating, bro.
Cool. So that's all we have this week for this episode of Brotherly Banter. We appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
It was super fun to talk about. It's going to be a good week 7.
Good week.
Football season is here, man. I can't wait.
And again,
swing, man.
And again, I want to throw that invite. The Bucks. We want to hear that story, man.
Yeah.
We want to know how you became a Bucks fan growing up in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys, baby. What happened? What made you switch? So, hey, come on over. Let's bring you on.
And just talking to everybody, man, like, thank y'all so much again for listening. We seen the stats and, people are tuning in. So I appreciate y'all, man. Please continue to give us feedback. We appreciate all that, man. And throw a comment in YouTube. Share your post that you can. And again, thank you so much. And peace out, y'all.
Later. Appreciate it.
Take it easy.